Goodbye, my sweetheart, hello, Vietnam.
America has heard the bugle call, and you know it involves us one and all. I don't suppose that war will ever end. There's fighting that will break us up again.
Goodbye, my darling, hello, Vietnam. A hill to take, a battle to be won. Kiss me goodbye and write me while I'm gone. Goodbye, my sweetheart, hello, Vietnam.
Opening scenes from the brilliant Stanley Kubrick motion picture Full Metal Jacket perfectly captured the initial angst every young American male felt in the 1960s when they got that selective service notice. And for those of you who may be too young to know what that word means, it was more commonly referred to as the draft. Birth dates were drawn, boys were immediately turned into men, becoming a part of the American military whether they liked it or not. All heading for boot camp, most heading for Vietnam. And in that sense, they became cannon fodder for a misbegotten war that turned into a national disaster and shame. The idea behind the cue ball haircuts was to remove any sense of identity from these new soldiers, to make them conform, not be someone special, but be someone who would understand what it means to be part of a team. You were no better, no worse, no different from the guy next to you. These were your brothers in arms. And by making everybody look exactly the same, it would create an esprit de corps. In many senses, it worked. A rite of passage that still holds true today, though in some cases not nearly as intense a cut. More likely today, male members of the military will get what is called the high and tight. Same psychological thinking. You're in the military now. You can be your own man or woman when you earn the right, and it works. My dad was in the military. He endured that buzz cut when he enlisted. Once he rose in the ranks, he grew his hair just a bit longer, of course, but still within military guidelines. Despite the fact many things have changed in the American military, what is still fairly standard are the haircuts. For instance, there's the always famous induction cut, which, while being cool in boot camp, also serves the purpose of not allowing any hair to be blown back in your face when enduring the stunning bad breath of drill instructors. There is the now trendy BURR cut, which comes after the induction cut and allows for some personality. Though let's note the first time this guy shows up at a morning chow with a couple of stud earrings, he's going to leave without any lobes if the DI catches wind, all right? The always infamous crew cut is allowed and encouraged, not too far from what I was forced to endure by that same military dad who handed me a couple of bucks every few weeks and sent me on my bicycle way uptown to Alex the Butcher for my childhood version. And with women, a growing force in the American military. Specifics for the military bun that is designed to do the same thing. You're in the Army now, young lady. Conform. Once again, you won't see the jewelry finery when on duty, so this model gets a break. It brings us to the case of SIMRATPAL Singh, a 28-year-old decorated Army combat veteran who's been in the American Army for 10 years. The first active duty soldier to be allowed to serve in the military wearing a turban over his long hair, and can also wear the beard with his uniform. A special dispensation granted after he filed a lawsuit against the Department of Defense and was granted the exemption. It's got to be noted in context of the story that turbans, long hair, and beards are spiritual to Sikh men. They represent a deep commitment to service and justice. The question's not keeping someone from their religious beliefs, but what is best for the American military? Got to be honest, I'm torn here. Becoming a proud member of the American military means you put your personal life on hold as you serve. In speaking with a number of my friends now on active duty, they're not thrilled with someone being able to be special, which they believe can break the ranks of camaraderie and do more harm than good. Now, take nothing away from a man who has risen to the ranks of captain. He loves his country, served in Afghanistan. But the question sticks. Should he or anybody else be allowed a special exemption for religious reasons, and does it work against what a military force should be? Now, your turn. Tell me what you think. And let's keep in mind, we are talking about a decorated combat veteran and a military that needs more than ever a true esprit de corps among all who serve. Tell us what you think about this military, about what's happening, about special dispensations and special favors, if you will, and if it works in line with what the American military should be. Rock on, true believers. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time right back here on the fastest 60 minutes in news, The Hard Line.